Your neck is covered in layers of very strong muscles that are designed to support and move your head. They do an incredible job and can take a huge amount of load every single day without making much of a fuss, until they become overloaded, where the muscles just can't take it anymore, at which point they start to cry out. This cry comes in the form of pain in the areas of the muscles that start to produce tight knots in its response to try and compensate for the excess load. In this video, I'm going to go through how you can treat the muscles that most commonly produce these tight knots and prevent these knots from coming back in the future from the comfort of your own home. Let's begin. One of the most common reasons why the muscles in your neck produce these tight knots is when your neck is in a poor position for a prolonged period of time, such as sitting at your desk. So check out my previous video on how to optimize your desk so that you can avoid these issues in the future. Fortunately, there are a few things you can do yourself to give you some relief in these muscles around your neck. So number one is going to be a seated stretch in the upper trapezius muscle. This muscle is one of the largest and most commonly affected muscle in the neck. So by stretching it, we can help to relieve some of the tension in that muscle. It originates from the top of your neck and goes down to insert on the top of your shoulder on either side of the neck. So we'll start by treating the right upper trap. So what you're going to do in the seated position is to sit on your right hand. You're then going to reach over with your left hand to grab the back portion of the right side of your head. You're going to pull your head to the left hand side while slowly bringing your head forwards and looking over to your right hand side. If you get this position correct, you should feel a very nice stretch that goes from the top of your neck on the right hand side down to your shoulders. You can then hold this for 20 to 30 seconds and repeat for 3 times. Then to do the left side, you're just going to reverse what we've done on the right side. The next muscle we're going to stretch is the levator scap. This muscle goes again from the top of your neck and attaches onto the top of your shoulder blade. This is another muscle that very commonly becomes tight when our head is in a poor position. So we're going to stretch this muscle in a very similar way to how we did the upper traps, but this time we're just going to turn the head to the other side. So what you're going to do, we're going to treat the right side again, is simply sit on your right hand. Again, you're going to reach over with your left hand on the back right portion of your head. Pull your head to the right, bring it slightly forwards, but this time we're going to look over to our left side. This should give you a very different stretch that's going to go from the top of your head but now into your shoulder blade as opposed to the top of your shoulder. So if you're doing this correctly, you should feel the stretch in a different area of your neck and shoulder. Again, you can do this for 20 to 30 seconds and repeat this 3 times. And then for the other side, again, you just reverse what you did on the right side. So the second way we can treat these same muscles is going to be through a self trigger point release. What you're going to need for this first part is a stick. So here I'm going to use a broom. This is something that you can find in almost every household. You're going to place this broom against the wall and then lie on the floor so that the other end of the stick is going into your upper traps muscle. That goes from the top of your neck to your shoulder. Then just by very gently pushing into the stick, you can start to find areas of the muscle that are very tight and tender, and just slowly and very gently push into these areas. Make sure you proceed with caution with this one because you can very easily overdo it. So make sure you start off gentle and slow. I'll recommend holding for no longer than 20 or 30 seconds. Essentially, you want to hold until you start to feel a release in that muscle. After you've finished with the upper traps, you can then move onto the top of your shoulder blade where we can start to find the insertion of your levator scap. Again, go nice and gentle and slowly. You can then go over the area that feels very tight for around 20 to 30 seconds. Make sure you don't go above a 5 or a 6 out of 10 pain. This will feel a little uncomfortable, but you shouldn't be feeling extreme pain. Another way to do this trigger point therapy, if you don't get on with a stick or you don't have access to a stick, is to use a golf ball instead. So what you can do is place a golf ball against the wall, and standing with your back to the wall, just lean against that golf ball and you can roll it around into the areas that feel the most tender and the most tight. Again, do it nice and slowly and gentle. Everything that I've mentioned for the stick will apply to when we're using it for a golf ball. So it's just another way of doing it. My general rule for ice and heat is that we put ice on areas of inflammation, so that tends to be the joints, and heat is very good for muscles because it increases the blood flow to that muscle and therefore increase the healing time. So you can either place a heat pack directly onto the muscle, or you can take a nice hot bath which will help to relax those muscles. So my fourth and final point is that we need to correct the posture so that we can take the tension off the muscle and allow it to heal. So if you haven't seen my previous video on how to improve posture, then I suggest heading over there so you can see exactly how you can correctly improve your posture, and I go through a few exercises to help you maintain the position. So what we're going to do is go through a 3-step process to help you get into a nice position. So number one is that you're going to sit nice and tall. You're going to imagine there's a string on your chest and it's pulling you directly up to the ceiling. That's going to straighten out your spine. You're then going to bring your shoulders back and down, and then finally you're going to bring your head back over your shoulders and tucking your chin in. This is your most ideal position. So I hope you found this very useful. Comment below how you get on and anything else you've done that helps you relieve tension in the muscles of the neck. Please do like the video if you got some value from it. Subscribe for new videos every single week, and I will see you next time.